Well, I am glad that I'm able to catch this. I'm generally so busy and hands full. Sorry about the glare. But anyway, she starts out and it's very sudden. It's an abrupt commercial. She comes on, the dress became our uniform. This is literally a dog whistle. This is why you're seeing the congresswomen of the Democrat Party wear red. This is why we had censors, people, is because when you're having subversive manipulation, mind control, scientifically engineered to subliminally predetermine the outcome of your emotions, that's sick and sad. We all know what's going on in our country right now. And this is to gaslight the women and the simps. It's very sad, but that's what I'm seeing. And so I have to call them like I see them. I get it. People don't like the way that I term things sometimes. Hello, Mr. Crow. I always have a lovely raven around me to say hi. Isn't he precious up there? And they like to hang out at my window. And actually, is that a raven? It might be, what are those called? Starlings or the other pretty blackbird? No, I believe that's a raven because now he's over there preening. Meanwhile, I want to get back to what I'm doing. Oh, bless. They're so majestic. And then the way they do that sound. Now I know it was, they're just lovely. I have to tell you, they seem to follow me everywhere and it's very sweet. I better put some food out, come to think of it. Yeah, it's getting nice and warm. I actually did put out some corn like a week ago, maybe more like 2 weeks ago, but it started snowing and raining and it just wasn't icky. So I'm going to have to get something with a shelter over it that they can still have and glean from that. Fortunately, worms are, threshed out. And when getting back to what we were doing, we cannot have this kind of subversive activity. These people that we are finding that are subverting the president, this is treason, people. And to find out John Roberts, literally a Supreme Court justice, literally manipulating, controlling, and what would you call it? The legal advice that he was giving the people that were subverting the president, the people that were falsely trying to have, they were trying to take away our duly elected president. Meanwhile, they're trying to get rid of Greg Hegseth under the worst kangaroo court I've ever seen in my life. I am so disgusted and disappointed and my fellow minorities who are using their position to be nothing more than sellouts, puppets, and complete idiots. I realized that Ocasio-Cortez was a waitress and hired as an actress, congresswoman. There's a documentary about it that she was quite proud to put out, to be honest with you. She did an entire music video that got her, it was her brother who told her, hey, they are hiring for this spot. And she's like, okay, because she had just done a video called I'm Just Jenny Down the Block. And so, dude, I'm telling you, this is just really getting so out of hand. So, if you don't hear the dog whistles, I'm just sad and sorry for you. Here we go.
We became an army. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
impugning Christians,
we will fear no evil.
Not at all okay. It's quite a quick, but in fact, I think that's kind of what got my attention in the first place, is because I find commercials exceedingly intrusive. As I mentioned before, they used to actually apologize for invading your living room like that. And so it's funny because they come in and it's just a punch in the gut to any patriot that truly understands what's going on. The January 6th thing, that was all part of this. And the ensuing commercial that I'd like to show you guys is where they are literally saying, they're talking about Gilead, which just happens to be one of the names of the companies that were involved with the stealing of the Trump second election. Oh my goodness. Isn't that strange? Because a lot of people don't understand that they have to use certain terminology, numerology, all of these things to keep their priestcraft going. Meanwhile, as we reveal, that's what the word apocalypse means. Again, it doesn't mean disaster or catastrophe. It means revelation, and all that's done of the dark is coming to light, like it or not, folks. And so I want people to be able to see first of all, we're always looking back at our ancestors as if they were so stupid. And did it ever occur to you that perhaps they had already encountered problems that we are going to go through and that they had already solved them? But no, we're so smart. Maybe censorship does have a certain degree of, I mean, you cannot tell me that porn is not prostitution just because you pull out a camera. Anybody out there that thinks that porn is to be considered art and not prostitution, feel free to not know me, because you're a blithering idiot and deliberately obtuse, and I know intrinsically wicked and a double-minded person. So you just deal with your demon and get off my agenda. I don't know what to call it. Get off my tribe. Don't be in my tribe, okay? Because that's not what my tribe is about. My tribe is about good people, and you know who you are. If you're running around always upset, looking for somebody to be mad at and calling everybody out, you ain't it. I love you guys, but again, we've got to seriously pay attention to what's going on. And what's happening to Pete Hegseth is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. These people are trying to run a country. And while the previous administration and administrations were corrupt and are just, it's to no end. What I really love is how the president is so meek. He's so self-controlled. That's what meek means. It doesn't mean doormat. It means self-control. Self-control is the ultimate power in the universe. I can stop you from having chocolate. All I got to do is tie you up when you're asleep. But stopping myself, now that takes real power. That takes real ability, maturity, and character. That's what integrity means, is strength. Meanwhile, sorry that I sound kind of ticked off right now, but I've been watching people that are just so falling out of integrity. It makes your eyes roll and your stomach churn. So let's get with this, people. And I'm sorry, but we have to start calling out treason where we see it. If we would like to change the penalties of treason from death to expulsion from the country, so be it. But one way or another, these people need to be called out for what they are. Whatever happened to fair and equal justice under the law, okay? I don't give a crap if you're Nancy Pelosi. You are just as responsible to the law as I am, Little Miss Nobody. So can you do me a big fat favor and pretend like we're still in America and stop with this communist BS that has been fomenting itself from the Rosenbergs? Fact of the matter is, it was long before them, but the Rosenbergs were going to tell us all about it, and that's why they had to be extinguished. Do your research, and you deserve whatever you get and whatever circumstances you have. I don't care if it's your personal relationships, your job, whatever. Anything you touch does not deserve to prosper as long as you're sitting back with your selfish self and not giving a crap about what's happening to others. And that does not mean handing out a chicken at every stove so that you can tank the country. I love you guys. Remember that God loves you, and so do I.